Hi friends and fellow Earth Angels, it's Gladys and welcome back to another one of my weekly Sunday card readings. And this spread will start by covering November 8th to the 14th, or whenever you're guided to watch, as I always intend these to be timeless readings, meaning you can come back to my channel at any time, scroll through the videos to receive guidance, insight, wisdom, and support. All right, friends. I'm actually not going to say much. There's a lot inside of me, and I'm just going to let the cards speak for themselves. There's a lot going on in the world right now. There's a lot of emotional energy, which is definitely understandable. And I started to speak about this a little bit last week about how we can find balance within ourselves, how we can see how there might be some separation and division within our own inner parts, and how this whole year we've been working on our own alignment and connection to divine source and harmonizing all the parts within us, whether you want to call it masculine, feminine, shadow, light, inner child, inner mother, father, the archetypes within us. So I have been hearing sirens nonstop. I've been practicing surrender, full surrender. And I keep hearing God is in charge. So I've been practicing full surrender this week when my own fears get activated. So I thought it was a given that I would pull Archangel Michael cards this week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull all the cards at once, and then I'm going to kind of go through and reveal them as opposed to one at a time like I usually do. So I will be starting with working with the Archangel Michael deck for his messages this week. I will then be tapping into emotional energy, what Michael needs you to know about how to support yourself emotionally. And then I have the answer is simple. So this is a shadow and light deck. So the card that I pull for this will be what you can do for yourself, which will in turn help heal the world. As an earth angel, as a light person on this planet. Then I will pull a divine guidance card, like what Michael's prayer is that you yourself needs and the world. And then we're going to finish, ironically, with an Oracle of the Unicorns card. The messages on these are very clear-cut, poignant, direct, and very grounded. So my intention with this card that I pull will be how we can anchor the energy and ground the energy this week to support the world and the upheaval that it's going through. Okay, so let me put all those there in case I need it. I also pulled I also pulled Oracle of the Angels here. I may use this as a clarifier. I didn't include it in the usual 5, but it's there. I may use it. We'll see. All right, so let me open up space and get into it. All right, Archangel Michael, let me connect with the heart and the vibration of the Archangel, inviting in all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, the divine mother and father, and all their holy beings of light who would like to assist with this guidance for us this week. And I'm going to ask that the messages that come through be for our best and highest good, and the best and highest good of all concerned. And the candle burned out. So, here, that may be telling. Be mindful this week how your own light may be being extinguished, and how you can self-preserve and gently nurture and soothe yourself to ignite your life and your light. So I'm not going to pause this to go restart it. So maybe we'll be working in the shadow this week, and that's just the way it's supposed to be. All right, Michael. What is the most important message you need to hear, see, feel, and know? What does the collective need to hear, see, feel, and know this week? Sorry for the glare. There's Michael's card. And the emotion. How can you support your emotional energy this week? What action can you do for yourself that will support the world? This could be some form of healing. And prayer. What prayer? Michael. That was easy. And overall message. This is wisdom. So there's 2. All right, so let's reveal the cards. First message. Wow. Energy healing work. Of course. Angels, earth angels. It says, thank you for sending healing energy to me and through me for my own blessings and for all those around me. Thank you for connecting me to loving and high integrity healers and teachers of energy healing modalities. So Michael is reminding you as earth angels this week to pray. If you feel yourself getting sucked in and pulled into the machine, Michael is reminding you to, he's reminding of your own healing abilities and your own power. There's nothing more that you have to do but surrender your own worries and fears, recognize it, feel it, surrender it to the divine. Activate your own healing energy. So if you are attuned in a healing modality, you're being asked to activate that energy and shine a light on the planet. You can literally print out a map of the United States or a picture of the world, and you can take your hands and activate that energy, that unconditional love energy, that chi that flows through you, and you can send healing. Sometimes we feel like, well, what can I do? I just feel like I'm crawling out of my skin and I'm just anxious and I'm feeling all that energy. So taking care of yourself first and foremost, calming and soothing yourself with prayer, with energy work. Doesn't mean you have to go to somebody. A lot of businesses are closed right now because the pandemic is still on the rise here in this world. So you're being reminded that you don't need somebody else to do this work for you. I feel like Michael is empowering you and reminding you of the gifts that you possess within yourself. And as you heal, as you self-soothe, as you comfort, that in turn radiates out to the people around you. They feel it, and then the people around them feel it, and the people around them feel it. I'm seeing like anchors of light all over the world. Kind of like, so here in New England, especially Rhode Island, we have our energy company is National Grid, right? This is where we get our electricity and our gas to heat and power our homes and everything else. And so I'm seeing the National Grid map. So National Grid knows when power goes out in certain areas. If it's windy, if we have a storm, they have this map of the transformers and they know where the power's gone out. That's Archangel Michael. He is seeing the gaps of where power has gone out, right? And then they call on all the national grid workers to go out and repair the light, right? Repair the light for that area. And so I feel like it's very symbolic. There's a lot of power outages in this world right now, and you're being called to pray and send healing lights and recharge and get excited and feel happy and feel joyful, to radiate that energy out, right? All right, so the emotional energy. What does Michael want you to know about the emotional energy? Wow, inner desires. So card number 16, which equals 7. 7 is an inner spiritual number. It's about going within. It's shadow work. It's spiritual insight and receiving guidance and wisdom from within. So this says, set some intentions. You are entering a phase of plenty or may have a sudden windfall. Goals are within your grasp. So I'm hearing the words, keep your eye on the prize, right? There is this lower vibrational force in the world that is pulling at your sacral chakra. It's pulling at your creative energy, that ego part. So, I talk so often about the ego, and there's such a benefit to understanding and looking at the shadow work within the ego. But then there's also this part that can be destructive and can destroy our own vibrant energy when we how do I want to say it? When we feed the fears, right? So worry and fear and projection and anger, all that energy can be an annihilator for creative energy. It can be an annihilator for your own, especially your spiritually sensitive body. So some of you this week may be given a timeout. So if you're an entrepreneur or you work for yourself or you're not feeling well, honor that. You may need a break. You may need a timeout, and you may not understand it. But, this spirit and divine works in like hindsight, right? When we look back at things, we're like, I get it now. Oh, I see why that happened. Oh, I understand it. But the ego wants to say, I want to control this. And I'm uncomfortable with uncertainty. So I want to do something about it. I want to force it, right? So many times as intuitives, we get these like bursts of insight. We get these downloads, and unfortunately, sometimes it's like we jump the gun and we want to like put it out there and share it and do something about it immediately. And what happens is I see so many times is it fizzles out, or it falls short for healers, intuitives, entrepreneurs, and they lose the steam, right? Where sometimes we're getting these downloads, and we really have to sit with spirit and the divine to see like when to activate that energy. I have so many projects that I've worked on that have just been on pause, and this year for me is about surrender, right? Surrender and leaning into that number 7, that letter, that 7 vibration, the inner wisdom of when. And I feel like one of my support systems, we were talking about, a bunch of different energies, and she was saying, I feel like this whole year has been about waiting. We've been waiting for COVID to move through. We've been waiting for election results. We've been waiting for us to get back to normal, waiting for things to open, waiting. And so we can look at it in many different ways, where we can look at it as a time to pause, to regroup, to recharge, to reflect upon, to observe, so that you're making inspired action when it's time. So if you're doing things and it's falling short or it's not working out and you're like, oh my God, I had so much energy towards that, what is happening? You're learning. You're in the process of learning of what it feels like to get that pull and to work on something and to wait, or surrender it to the divine to co-create and move forward together. So your inner desires and your inner workings and your insights are valid, they're real, they're important, but it may not be time. The time might not be right. And so what you can do is you can heal yourself, right? You can heal, send healing energy to the planet, to your home, to your community, to your state. And so I'm seeing like this snail energy. We're all feeling it. Me personally, I've been eating like crazy. Like I've been eating sweets and foods that are very grounding, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that's right, I'm being so lifted up because I'm so sensitive to the energy around me. So I've had to actually adjust and be conscious of grounding my energy in healthier ways. I mean, it's really great to enjoy like what the planet has to offer and all the goodies and all the yummies, but long term, and when we're doing it from an emotional, I need to ground energy, fast food, French fries, like I don't want to trigger people here, but you know what I mean, like all the goodies of the planet, there's enjoying them, and then there's like escaping in them, or getting that hit, getting that charge, getting that like zing to like ground the energy. When we've got rapid downloads, when we've got a lot of energy moving through us, and it's creative energy and it's God energy and it's intense, we can unconsciously go to those foods, those grounding foods, the sweets, the goodies, the dairy, the sugar, like the fast food. We can easily go to them to depress and numb a little bit, right? But if we can be mindful of that, sit through the uncomfortable energy, ask Creator to show us the wisdom in it, right? We can get more clear about what our inner desires are. So you're being asked, again, I know I've said this throughout the year, to learn how to act instead of react. And when you can pull back and pause, you can get more clarity on your own inner desires, and not necessarily what you've been programmed. When we're plugged into social media, we're plugged into these machines, it's easy to get caught up with audiences and the growth of other people and how they're doing it. And so you're being asked to kind of pull back and go within yourself and recalibrate, like, what is your own desires? What process works for you? And there are the sirens. What do you want? And not like, well, this one does it this way and that one does it this way, and this person is doing this, and this company is doing this, or there's so many ways. This person is losing weight this way, this person is eating this way, this is working for this, my husband, it's not working for me. And so there's so many different variations of this. So right now you're being asked to pull out, saying, well, what do I believe? What is my own truth, integrity, inner wisdom? And I can tell you, facilitating healing work, when you pray for the planet, when it comes from a genuine source of love and prayer, remembering the tree of life, right? We're all connected as one. When we can really believe that in the core of our being, you'll be activated. So before I say any more, let's get into the rest of the cards here. So this is shadow and light, ego and truth. So what can you do to support your healing and the healing of the planet right now? I love it. Don't lose your joy, right? So 31 is 3 + 1 = 4. 4 is the number that the planet Earth is in right now. So the year 2020 in numerology adds up to 4. 4 is about stability, structure, foundation, roots. And here in the United States, we're seeing an upheaval of foundations and structure and systems, and all that stuff is being broken down. But understand that what we're seeing in the external world is a direct reflection of what we're doing on our own journey. So many of you have gotten divorced. So many of you have changed jobs, or you're in the process of changing jobs. So many of you are learning about boundaries. You're learning about your own truth and integrity. You're learning about your own spiritual journey. So your own core belief systems, your own core truths, integrity, who you are as a person is evolving. And so it can be intense. And the universe is reminding you to keep dancing. Laugh, play, sing, and dance. When there is no joy, you are most susceptible to depression of energy. You're most susceptible to worries and fears. Now, like I said, worries and fears aren't a bad thing. We can learn from them. We can feel it and then transform it. But if it's all work and no play, if it's all business, if it's all about the hunt and the growth and all about the external machine, we're going to lose our ways, friends. I'm telling you, we're going to lose our ways. We're going to lose our way in the light. And I feel like this is the reset this week. Dancing. It's funny because there is this country line dancing place in Westerly, Rhode Island. And I've been practicing every so often they do, or every week they do lessons online. And every once in a while I'll catch it and I will sit and I will learn country line dancing. I'm dancing by myself, I'm figuring out, but it's fun. I love country music. I love it. It speaks to my soul. And so that's my way in uncertainty, in the abyss, in the fear, in the unknown, the uncertainty. That's my way to recalibrate and connect with divine energy. So if you've been guided to dancing, let me know in the comments, like what you're doing to dance. Some people it's Zumba. Some people, maybe you're listening to a certain station, or maybe you're listening to certain music that's speaking to your soul. I have such an eclectic playlist. It's funny, ironic, the type of music that I listen to and what I'm guided to. And lately I've been listening to Chris Stapleton. And his music has been speaking to my soul. It's very emotional. So it doesn't have to be a beat. It doesn't have to be like reggaeton or rap or, energy that's gonna like really activate you. It can be like jazz. It can be chill music. So maybe exploring that this week as you're unplugging from the machine, working on your inner desires, getting to know yourself and doing healing work. So if you get inspired to wiggle and move your body, do so. Remember, when you feel good, the people around you feel good. When they feel good, the people around them feel good. When they feel good, the people around them feel good, and so on and so forth. So really, friends, the lie is that when the world's okay, we'll be okay. It's a lie. When we're okay, when we're stable, grounded, feeling safe, secure, nourished by the divine, supported, then the world around us changes. If I can do that and you can do that and we can teach others to do that, this is how we can shift the energy of the planet. Okay, so what prayer? What does Michael want you to, what prayer would be most beneficial this week? Wow, relationship. I call in the infinite power of love to take over this union in every way. So you can look at this also as the political union, right? We're in such a, it's fascinating how our country is clearly just about 50-50 divided, right? And if you can think about it like masculine, feminine, or yin and yang, right? When we think about separation and division, we're in that ego fear, separate and divide, which weakens the system and more destruction, disorder, and disarray can ensue within ourselves and the world. So if we can look at the relationship within ourself, right, and coming into union, when the inner parts of you, your inner child, your inner masculine, your inner feminine, the archetypes within you, when you can explore those things and feel whole and complete, we can shift that in the world. So I call in the infinite power of love to take over this union in every way. May it now fully belong to the divine. Let it unfold in the perfect way for each of us. I needn't fear letting go of control. My needs are always abundantly met. Friends, if this is not speaking to our own division within ourselves, right? If you're changing jobs, or you're shifting relationships, or you're moving through old paradigms and cycles and rhythms, and you're really coming into your boundaries, and you're really coming into what's important to you and what matters. I mean, this is speaking to that and what's going on, especially in the United States right now, but the shift in power, right? The shift in power all over the country, right? Before COVID hit, there were so many rallies and there were so many peaceful protests in the world rising up about fairness in power. So it's no coincidence the leader of the free world is going through the experience that we're going through right now. So really, if you can have trust and faith in God, really, if you can just really open yourself up to this healing energy, Michael is saying, pray. Pray from the place of love, not I want this or I want that. I'm praying for this way or that way. If you can pray for the whole of humanity and trust that God is in control, right? I needn't fear letting go of control, right? If we can pull out of what we want, and we can step into and embrace planetary needs, whatever that is, that we can be of service, that we can be guided into our own inner desires and the things that we create and the people we work with and how we share our energy. So again, I'm going to read this again, and you can pause this and you can take a screenshot if you're watching on your phone. Take a picture in some way. When you get uprooted, it says, I call in the infinite power of love to take over this union in every way. May it now fully belong to the divine. Let it unfold in the perfect way for each of us. I needn't fear letting go of control. My needs are always abundantly met. So regardless of the outcome of whether you stay in your job or you don't, or the marriage works or relationship works or it doesn't, whatever happens with the election and what is going on in the world, we have to remember that our needs will always be abundantly met with God. And if you feel resistance to that, if you feel triggered by that, explore that. It's normal, it's natural to want to resist it when we're going through this spiritual growth. So I encourage you to feel it out. Like, where does that resistance come from? Where does that needing to control and watch everything and know come from, right? And that's that part of surrender and pause and creating space to learn and evolve that's been gifted to us this year. So overall messages, these are like bold, clear-cut, definitive words and affirmations to support you this week. Partnership. Wow. Man. Union, partnership. How can we pray for harmony? How can we pray for union? How can we pray for the appearance of sides coming together, right? This is like the masculine and feminine energy. They're not the same. Masculine and feminine energy are not the same, but they are equally valuable. And they are so powerful together, right? When couples come together in partnership, when divine partnerships, whether it be in maybe a coworker, maybe you're starting a business with somebody, maybe you're entering into an intimate relationship with somebody, a friendship, when soul tribes come together, when partnerships come together, when lovers come together, energy explodes and it's powerful, right? And so we're being asked to create that within ourselves. And I've been saying this for since 2016. This is a 9-year cycle of reintegrating the energy of true love back on the planet. And the lower vibrational energies of the planet that we learn from, and that's how we grow from, and that's how we evolve from, is fighting like heck to keep things separate, to keep things divided, right? And we have to remember it's a lie, it's an illusion. Only love is real, whatever that means to you. So the message here says, teamwork will give you a better result. Teamwork will give you a better result. Find trustworthy people to partner with. Build up a talented, supportive team, right? When we're feeding into an energy of fear, which is natural, it's a part of learning, right? But when there comes a point when we're just beat down by it, we're tired from it, we're angry and resentful from it, there needs to be a patient pause. There needs to be a pullback, dancing, going within, reconnecting with that snail energy, right? Taking things slow, remembering that only love is real, and we are all one on this planet. Working together, when you're in that space of wholeness within, then you're going to manifest and attract people who are in alignment with that. And like I said, there is a force on this planet that doesn't want that to happen, because it knows intuitively and energetically our love is powerful. This is why there's been such a program of annihilation of self-esteem and worth and value, and loving your body and loving your sensitivities and loving your gifts, right? And we've been told from a very young age that it's bad, that it's wrong, right? And that just, we feed a machine. So there's so many of you. Again, I'm working with you guys. I'm doing it myself, right? We're all going through this metamorphosis and this transformation about harmony and empowerment within the self, leadership, right? Leadership from a place of love and being able to see the world as one and unity and harmony, right? And when we can feed that energy and send healing energy to that, it's powerful. So there is this spiritual mentor that I follow, a spiritual teacher that I follow. His name is Master Stephen Coe. And I will put a link to his channel below, because he has done some amazing meditations. There was a few I did around the election of like healing for the United States and healing for sending healing energy. And he's a phenomenal teacher. So if you're up-leveling in your spirituality and you feel guided, definitely tune into his channeled meditations on how to heal the planet. I'm feeling guided to share that with you. I think he's phenomenal. I think the work and the way he speaks and his belief systems is in complete alignment with me. I love the way he can, in his masculine energy, can articulate the words and energy that's going on in the planet. So I want to gift that to you. I'm going to share his information below, and I encourage you to just scroll through his videos and just be open to sending healing light and anchoring the light in the planet. He does a full moon meditation every month that's phenomenal. And I just can't speak good things about him. So we're learning to partner up with people who are in alignment with our core beliefs, right? With our soul union. Okay, last message. Wow. You are safe. Fear is an illusion. Set strong boundaries, right? So there is an overwhelming message that's going on in the world that's activating a lot of control, disruption, disorder, disarray. You'll need to be courageous to, I want to say, so the words that came to me, and I'm going to rephrase it because it doesn't feel right. So I want to say you're going to need to stand strong. How do I want to say it? It's like going against the grain. So the imagery I'm getting, because I don't want to allude that one is good and one is bad, one is right and one is wrong. It's all evolution. It's all learning. And so I'm seeing an image of a rock in the middle of like a river that's rushing down. It's almost like you're being asked to anchor your energy in the stream of intensity of energy that may be coming at you. And so the rock doesn't resist the water. The rock becomes stable and strong within its roots and its power. Its power is its weight, right? The rock's weight is its power to withstand the current of energy that's flowing down. And for me, it feels like, when like there's storms or tsunamis and like dams break, or like rivers like overflow into the streets and like cars can be swept away. Like that's the image that I'm getting. And we could be energetically in that space. Like there's this emotional, stormy energy coming, and it's just going to annihilate your own energy to fight it and resist it. If we can stay strong, and that's what courage is. Courage is being afraid and moving through it anyway. If we can invoke that weight of power within us and allow energies to move through us, right? To flow by us, having faith in our insight and wisdom, having faith in the divine, anchoring us, right? We can be the pillars of light on this planet instead of resisting it or fighting it. And that's just going to make you more tired, right? When you can go with the stream, when you can go with the energy, or you can float with it, it's so much less destructive. And I feel like this card is saying that courage doesn't mean that you're not afraid. Courage doesn't mean, it wants to acknowledge, like, I'm afraid. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm fearful of how people may react, or I'm fearful of like another shutdown, or I'm fearful of what's going on in the world. In turn, I'm fearful of my own safety. I'm fearful of my own what's next and my own uncertainty. And so to acknowledge that, to lean on a support system, remembering only love is real. Where did that say? Did that say that somewhere? I don't know. I think that said something where I don't know. I've lost it now. Where is it? Something was said. I think it was the power of. I don't know. I lost it. Sorry. That was annoying. Sorry. So getting back to courage. Let me reset here. Sorry about that. I'm getting caught in so much rapid energy and so much rapid messages coming. So when we can acknowledge the fears, wow, I notice this anxiousness. I notice this energy within my body. Being able to go within, being able to take a break, lean on our support system, connect with love, maybe doing some energy work on yourself. And maybe that's the confidence that you are powerful to shift things around you with your own energy when it comes from a place of love, right? When you can activate that laughing plane, there's no coincidence that we have so much energy to partnership here, relationship, partnership, dancing, and you have two people right here. It's like harmony, oneness, coming together. Separation is an illusion. It's a lie, right? And having the courage to use your voice to go against the grain, right? To go against the general population, right? Because you've been observing, you've been looking at what's working, what's not working, how you feel. Some of you might be activated to speak your truth, right? And being courageous and reminding yourself you are safe. Fear is an illusion. That's where it is. Fear is an illusion. Only love is real. And setting strong boundaries, meaning this works for me, this doesn't work for me. This is how I feel, and this is what's important to me. This is about a way of being. It's not about telling people what they should or shouldn't do. People have to figure that out on their own, right? It's about how can we show up with support and love and see people's pain, see people's uncomfortableness, see people's fear of uncertainty, and just send them love. Man, I've been there. Whew, that's intense. Man, you just got to remember that you are so loved. God is in charge, and God may be a trigger for people. So that's where I started with angels, saying, you know what, I'm going to pray for you, and I'm going to send the Archangel Raphael for you. And I get it. It's really uncertain times right now. And this is where we got to trust, right? This is the voice that you're going to be asked to use, especially when you get resistance from people like, that's baloney, or that's nothing, right? That's the depression or suppression of the feminine energy that's being activated on this planet. Harmony, love, union, right? And when we come together with the masculine and the feminine energies, we are more powerful together, right? Our needs are always abundantly met in that. So it starts with the union within the self, the union with God and Creator, whatever that universal force of love is for you, it's that. And then it invokes and provokes the union within, and then you naturally attract more people in union and harmony, and then that energy radiates out. So That was a masterful way to make a point. Thank you, angels. Thank you, unicorns. Thank you, fish. I wanted to use all angels, but these are the decks that actually came to me, and it makes sense why, so many different decks, and we're getting the same messages, right? And Michael's reminding you prayer overall, pray for the people, courage to pray, courage to stand in your own power, courage and faith in your own divine mission here on this planet, and you can activate your own empowerment. All right, so let me close space, thanking all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, the divine mother and father, and all their holy beings of light that assisted, especially the Archangel Michael for his powerful messages. And I'm going to ask that any healing that was started continue for as long as it needs to be done. Remember, friends, Archangel Michael is the guardian of light. We earth angels on this planet are the light. We are always safe and protected with the divine. So call on Archangel Michael, use his shield, use his sword. If you hear sirens are a sign that Archangel Michael is present. I interpret it as help is on the way, you're not alone, right? It's a simple reminder, call on the divine and ask them for assistance, that you're always protected. So if I can be of assistance, if you're feeling intense this week, or there's a lot going on and you want to talk things out, my divine guidance sessions online are available. They can be phone sessions or any type of video chat. I mean, I'm using everything right now. FaceTime, Facebook Messenger, Skype, Zoom, all the things. So if I can be of assistance and I can offer some support or, be a listening space for you, please reach out. I pray that you've learned something. I pray that these messages assist you and nourish you on your spiritual journey. It comes from love. I hope you feel that, because I love you. God loves you so much. Trust in the divine. Trust your intuition, and I send you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.